Now this one is tricky. I admit I am not the best at putting type on a path that's a circle. It took a lot of just poking around at my keyboard to get this to work right. I know I could have looked it up and figured out what the latest, keystrokes are to make it perfect, but I also just like to play around until I get things to work. And then if that doesn't work, then I start Googling. So let me show you how I put this one together. So we're gonna turn down the opacity, make a new layer. The only reason I turned down the opacity is so we can see to draw on top of this. But you might be just working from scratch and it would just be a blank white space. Okay, we're gonna go over to illustrations. I'm gonna double click the little the magnifying glass to kind of zoom out. Actually, it's the hand. Yeah, the hand tool zooms all the way out. And what we want is this shape down here. So we're gonna grab our move tool, we're gonna click on auto select. This one's tricky. Okay, if I click on the little heart, and then I'm like, okay, get the right thing? Oh look, the heart is a separate shape from the circle. So I need to figure out where's the circle. Well, it's not right above that heart, and it's not right below that heart. It must be somewhere in this huge stack of layers. So what I'm gonna do to make my life easier, I'm gonna go over to where the eye is. I'm gonna click Control, and I'm just gonna color it. So I know the red thing is what I want to grab. So now I'm gonna zoom in a little bit and get that move tool again. I'm gonna try and click on the circle itself. Okay, I got the circle. Now I'm gonna go over to that eye, hit Control, pick the red thing, and so now I know that I need to grab both those red layers. So I already have one selected. Now I'm going to find the other one, and here it is. I'm going to hit Command to click that one. If I hit Shift, it would have selected every layer in between too. We don't want that. We want separate layers at the same time. So I had to hold Command to make sure they're both grabbed. Now I'm gonna drag this. It's gonna get both of those layers. I'm gonna go over to Mother tab and just drop it in, and they're together. I'm gonna go ahead and group them, and I can say circle illustration. Just makes it easier. Okay. I'm gonna drag that. Oops. See what happened? I didn't unclick auto select, so I accidentally grabbed the background. I'm gonna hit undo, go back, unclick auto select, get my circle illustration. Pull it into place. We're going to go to Edit, Transform, Scale, and scale it until it is the right size. Put it in place here, and we're good to go. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do to get type on a path is we have to draw a path. So I'm going to go up to this empty layer I had made earlier. If I hadn't made it, I could just make one by pressing that little square with the plus down here to create a new layer, or in here in the hamburger menu you can go to new layer. We're going to draw a circle, so I want to go over here in my tools and grab the ellipse tool, and up in these choices up here I want to make sure we have path selected, and then I'm just going to draw a circle, and I just start drawing from the corner. Now it can be all squishy because it's not a perfect circle unless I hold shift. Shift constrains it to a circle. So what I'm doing is I'm holding down my mouse button, dragging and holding shift at the same time. Now, if I want to, while all those things are happening simultaneously, if I want to move the circle, I hold down my space bar, and then I can actually move the circle itself. But if you need to, you don't have to do all those things at once. You could just draw a circle and then put it in place. So this is the trickier part of our project here. And I'm gonna let go, close that. Okay, I have my path. Now, get your text tool, and you're gonna drag your text tool over this shape. And what we're gonna do is we wanna say, where do I want a mother to be on this? Do I want it to be all across the top? Do I want it to start on the side? Kind of estimate where you want it to go. Right here, I kind of liked it right here. And then click there. And now you can type it. A mother, I don't know why it's disappearing. I think I'm in the wrong layer here. Okay. Oh, you know what? I just wrote on top of my existing shape. Ugh, I do this every time. I'm just going to undo. I think I can lock this layer, kind of hide it. Go back up to our shape. If you make a mistake, what I like to do is delete my path and draw it again. So what we're going to do that. We're going to go up to Window, Paths, and just drag that into the trash. Okay, we're going to draw a new path. Let's get our ellipse again. Hold down Shift. Make our nice circle. Let's drag it in place. Close it. Get our type tool. I might actually move Mother Circle away, out of the way, so I don't draw on top of it. Even though it's hidden and locked, it's just kind of a pain. Okay, go back up to there. Okay, get our T. We're going to click. Notice how it's changing as I hover over, so now I know it's working. Okay, we're going to click while it has like a swirly, dotted, wavy shape on it. Click where we want A from A Mother to B. It automatically just throws in a bunch of text. We're going to type our stuff. A mother understands what a child does not say. All right, now if we double click on T and select it all, we can make the font bigger until it is how we want it. And that looks kind of cool. We can sort of scooch it up if we want. And we could even do Command T and then make it a little smaller if we prefer. Kind of put it where we want it to go. And there you have it. Close up some of this stuff and you can see the final thing. So those are my 3 designs. And then what I did at that point was I got some mock-ups. Like I found this tote bag picture on Pexels and I brought it in and I actually modified it quite a bit because it was super yellow. And I just played with the colors until it looked nice and I threw my design on top of a tote bag. And then I used a couple mock-ups from my shop, which are amazingly easy to use, of course. We have a neutral background, which I sell as a package, or I also have a background creator, so you can make your own backgrounds like this. Super easy and fun. You just drop in some planks for the bottom onto one layer, and they morph themselves into this shape that feels like it's in perspective, and then you drop a background in another layer, and it kind of makes it blurred out so it looks more natural. It's a super cool file. And I got my 14-ounce white tapered stoneware mug, and which has a smart object, and I just dropped my design in there. And then the other one is my 20-ounce hog, where I also have a smart object and I dropped it in there. And it also has different color options that you can play with and adjust all you want. Super fun and easy to use. I have files and videos that show you how to do these things, but I thought this one looked prettiest in the picture. If I zoom back out a little bit, you can see. So I just made those mock-ups, and from start to finish, I forget how long it took me. Was it 3 hours? A couple hours, 2 or 3 hours, I think, to do 3 completely new illustrations from scratch using this font because it's so easy to use. And then to make those 3 mock-ups of it. So fun, so easy. You totally need to try this at home, and when you do, send me a line and let me know how it went. I'm over on Instagram at Sarah Design Mockups, and I sell on Creative Market, and links to all my stuff are in the description. So hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Have fun doing some typography.